corn, spicy corn. Welcome back to another fishing adventure. This is the first carp fishing adventure of the season, and it's a pretty warm day. It's probably in the 60s right now, and we've got a little bit of wind kind of blowing into this shoreline here, and supposed to get up to like 70 degrees today. It's finally starting to look a little like spring around here. Been having some warm days in the 60s, and still some lingering snow hanging around the shoreline here, which kind of takes away from the springy feeling, but it'll probably be gone in a couple of days. This is spicy boiled feed corn that I'm putting on for my hook bait today. It's just boiled feed corn that's been soaking in hot sauce, diluted hot sauce, for I don't know, a couple weeks. Made it a couple weeks ago, I think. And I haven't measured the water temperature yet here. If I had to guess, I'm saying it's maybe in the upper 40s. But first priority is getting baits in the water, and then I'll get you a temperature reading of the water, tell you about a few other things that are going on here. I'm going to put 3 pieces on the hair rig here. This is a brand new little tackle box for this season. The other one was getting really worn out. I've probably been using that one for 2-3 years, but I got some hot sauce spilled in it. A little baptism. Nice. I'm going to be using my new feeder sinkers for the first time. I'm going to be using both kinds. This is the pear sinker that has these gripper bumps on it. I think this is a 2.5 ounce, I think. And this is pretty much my usual pack bait. Those of you who have been here before know exactly what's in here. For those of you that are new, this is a mix of old-fashioned oats and sweet feed pellets. That's feed, F-E-E-D. It's horse feed. And this also has a can of pears and some vanilla in it. And I mix it up quite often with the pack bait, just doing different stuff, just for variety. But overall, generally, every pack bait I made is usually based on oats. And my other feeder that I'm using for the first time today is this sinker feeder. Made these myself too. I think this one's a 3 ounce, 2 or 3 ounce, I can't remember. Links in the description if you want to get some of these sinkers for yourself. This is my first time using them. We'll see. There it is. Same 99% rig that I've always used. You really can't even tell the difference that I'm using a different feeder when the bait's packed on. But yeah, it's going out. And I've actually got some brand new rods and reels here that I'm using today too for the first time. But I'm not going to talk about those right now because I haven't even had a chance to use them yet. And this is literally my first cast with this rod and reel combo. So maybe I'll talk about them in the next video. I'll have some actual useful information after using them for a little bit. Alright. Well, I didn't snap the line off or get caught in the overhanging trees or anything really catastrophic with that first cast, so yay. These rods and reels, it's in the gear list in the description if you want to look at them right now. Find out what they are, but I'll talk about them later for sure. Yeah, I'm not really able to get the full experience of casting with these new rods right here in this spot because I've got overhanging trees about 10 feet above me here. I'm sure you can't see it from the camera there, but I can't do any overhead casting. It's gonna have to be sidearm. Yeah, it's about 3 feet deep out there where I'm putting these baits. And I haven't seen any fish activity or jumping fish or surfacing fish or anything like that, but that's normal for how cold the water is, but two, just for some reason at this lake the fish don't really come to the surface very much. I just hardly ever see any surfacing fish at this lake. Oh, 53. That's pleasantly surprising. That's warmer than I thought it would be. Of course, that's right next to the rocky shoreline here. It's probably a few degrees cooler out in the middle, but nice. But it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm fishing the warmest part of the day today, which is between now and like 5 o'clock. The temperature will start falling again around 5 o'clock. Wild swings in air and water temperature between day and night this time of year. You know, today's high is 70, but it's going to get down into the low 40s for the temp. And the water, you know, fluctuates significantly during the night too. But historically, I've had pretty good results targeting the warmest parts of the day when the water's cold. Okay, first bite. Yep. We're hooked up. First fish. It's been about an hour and a half, I think. I've had a couple of little bites, little line bites, I think. I think it was actually maybe some fish running into my line. I have seen a couple of fish surface out here in front of me while I've been waiting. Just crossing over both my lines here. I haven't caught a glimpse of this fish yet. Oh, I just did there. I think it's a good fish. Yeah, it's a good fish. Come on. No. All right. I bumped him with the net. And there's my hook and my bait in the net. Oh man. First fish lost. Well, I don't know if the GoPro caught that fish or not, but it wasn't a giant or anything. It was probably, I don't know, 5-6 pound fish. All right. Yeah, that fish came on the gripper lead rig. Still got my corn, so I'm just going to leave that on there. Yeah, like I said, it's been about an hour and a half. I've seen a few, fish come to the surface here out in front of me, and there's some active fish in the area, obviously, now that I've at least hooked into one. I was kind of sitting here thinking about what am I going to do tomorrow if I get skunked here today. Fish at a different spot on this lake. I'm going to go to a different lake altogether. Still haven't figured that out yet, but I'm going to stay here for a little while if there's fish here. Well, hopefully it doesn't take an hour and a half for the next bite. Just maybe 20 yards off from the bank here. That's where I'm putting these baits. Yep. Okay. Bites have been few and far between today. Lost the first fish I had on. This guy wants to cross over my lines. New reels. I'm not still learning about the drag settings here. Yep, there he is. Okay, I gotta just be more careful with the net job. I really screwed that up last time. Just kind of jabbed that net out there. Wasn't very careful with it and ended up knocking the hook right out of his mouth. The sun just went away. Now I can't see him. That was not convenient. I was just pulling him over the net, and then the sun went behind a cloud, and then I couldn't see him in the water anymore. Okay. First fish of 2023 is in the net. It is a very modest fish to start the year. That's fine with me. Okay, finally on the board with common carp for 2023. Just a little guy, probably 3-4 pounds. Nothing real unique about him, except for that he's the first fish. Back he goes. See ya. Feel free to complain about that release, and I'll feel free to ignore it. And it is April 10th today, which that is good, especially compared to last year. I looked at my records the other day. Last year, my first carp was in May, not until like May 3rd or something like that, 2nd or 3rd, I think. We had such a late spring last year. I just couldn't get a bite. I was fishing and fishing the whole month of April, and just cold. But we have having a pretty normal spring, I think, this year. Like I said, today's April 10th, so I think that's a pretty good date for first carp in northern Iowa. I used to start fishing for them right when the water would get up to about 40 degrees. I mean, and that seems like that's pretty much the magic number for when they'll start eating again, is 40. I mean, they'd eat during the winter, but not very much. But the bite is just so slow when the water temps in the low 40s. It's just, last few years I've just decided that it's just not really worth my time to target them until the water temp gets up to at least like 45, or even upper 40s would be better. This is a shallow lake here. I mean, I think the maximum depth in this lake is like 6 or 7 feet, so warming up pretty quick, shallow lake. So it's been about 2.5 hours, and that has been my these have been my results for the first 2.5 hours. And I was kind of thinking that I'd leave if I hadn't had any bites. I was gonna at least move after 3 hours. So it's 3:30 now. I was planning on moving at 4 o'clock. Now I gotta decide if I'm gonna still move at 4 o'clock or stay here past 4, since I have had a couple bites. It's a tough decision. I don't know. It's possible I could go over to the other side of the lake and put some baits in, and the bite would be on fire. Or it could be worse over there. Decisions. And then, of course, the half hour that I would spend packing up everything here and then driving over to the other side of the lake and then getting everything back out and set up again. And that would probably take me a minimum of a half an hour. I don't know. I think I might just stay here, because it literally is prime time right now. It's the warmest part of the day. In about an hour and a half, the temperature is going to start falling. So if I pick up and move at 4 o'clock, I will have no baits in the water. I will not be fishing for a decent sized chunk of the prime time. I think staying put's the right thing to do. I always thought those choose your own adventure books were pretty cool when I was a kid. You know, you're reading the story, and you get to a certain point, and you get to make a decision for the character in the book of if they do this or that, and then the story, changes depending on which decision you make. I always thought those were cool. A lot like real life, huh? Okay. It's literally 2 minutes to 5. It's 4:58. I was going to leave at 5 because that's when the temps are going to start falling again. Okay. All right. So yeah, this fish is a little bit bigger than that first one. It's probably about twice the size of that first one. Really, this is probably a 5-6 pound fish, but what a nice surprise. Like I said, I was getting ready to go, and it's a few minutes after 5 now, but the bite's been real slow. I mean, 4.5 hours of fishing, 2 little fish. I think I'm going to call it for today, but I expect the bite to pick up quite a bit in the coming weeks. Stay tuned. Carp fishing is just beginning. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. See you later. Get bigger.